Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante Kids Making Gotham Great Again. This article was submitted by Patreon supporter Lauren D'Alessandro. U.S. companies cut thousands of workers while continuing to reward shareholders. Yep. I want to talk about the way the big corporations are acting, right? I finally got my $1,200 stimulus check, and I got $1,000 from the Small Business Association. If I was just a road comic, I would not be able to pay my rent on that money. I got $1,000 in April and $1,200 in May. That does not even cover my rent. But because of this show, I'm able to stay afloat, and you guys support what I'm doing, which is fantastic. I've applied for unemployment. I keep getting a thing in the mail. I might not get it because I have a corporation. That's my company, and Graham Elwood is its one employee who has been furloughed from being a stand-up comic. That's a big portion of my money. I can't even get unemployment. If I wasn't doing this show, I don't know what I'd be doing. I would be in such dire straits because the federal government, Trump, Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, the Republicans, the Democrats, they don't give a shit about us. Here's the people they give a shit about. It's the big corporations. The big corporations don't even care about their own employees. They don't even care. In the middle of this pandemic, this thing that's never happened before, we are now facing a global economic crisis that's going to keep going. Even if they slowly reopen. Oh, great. So the economy is now, it's been completely shut down, but now it's going to work at 30 or 40%. Even if we get the economy up to 80%, that's still 20% unemployment. It's a 20% less economy. See how bad capitalism is? Well, here's what these corporate dicks are doing. Since the coronavirus pandemic began, Caterpillar has suspended operations at 2 plants and a foundry. Levi Strauss has closed stores, and toolmaker Stanley Black & Decker is planning layoffs and furloughs. Steelcase, the office furniture manufacturer, and World Wrestling Entertainment have shed employees. Wow, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. They all got to shut stuff down. I get it. They're all struggling. We're all in the same boat. No, we're in the same storm because the employees have lost their jobs. But what are happening to the shareholders? Oh, Caterpillar, for example, announced a $500 million distribution to shareholders on April 8th, about 2 weeks after indicating that operations at some plants would stop. Can you imagine? Can you imagine you work for that company and you lost your job and then you find out $500 million got given to the shareholders? 85% of all stocks are owned by 1% of the population. So you know it's not going to the working man. You know working people, working men, working women are not, working families are not getting dick. Similarly, Levi Strauss announced April 7th that the company would stop paying store workers, and about 4,000 are now on furlough. On the same day, the company announced that it was returning $32 million to shareholders. Oh, see why us socialists keep going. You think socialism, people like socialism's evil. You think socialism is Soviet Union, Stalin era communism. If this was, socialism means workers own the means of production. So if the workers at Levi Strauss owned a part of the company, were owners of their company, rather than rich people on Wall Street or wherever, Beverly Hills, the Hamptons, wherever, rather than the ruling class owning Levi Strauss, what if the employees? So you furlough the employees, you have to shut it down, okay, for the pandemic, I get it. But then you kick $32 million to your employees. Let's replace this filthy shareholder world, it's a filthy world, with workers. See, socialism? So I want the conservative, the Fox News viewers, the people you've been told, and don't feel bad, you've been propagandized by capitalists to believe that socialism is this scary, mean thing. All socialism means, and get a dictionary, look it up. Workers own the means of production. You can still have a competitive. Levi Strauss and Wrangler can compete in the jean market. Only the workers own the means of production. So first of all, it makes better employees because they give a shit because they own part of the company. Because why would you care? You just need the paycheck. You don't care about management because management clearly doesn't care about you. Management doesn't care about the people that make the products, that make them profit. They only care about the shareholders. Another company did it. Stanley Black & Decker announced on April 2nd it was planning to furloughs and layoffs due to the coronavirus. 2 weeks later, it issued a dividend to shareholders for about $106 million. Tens of thousands of people at all these companies. It's really millions of people. We have over 30 million people unemployed right now, if not more. The state of California has a 18% roughly unemployment rate. Nationwide, we're somewhere in the 20% range, and that's going to keep going up. But the shareholders got their money. Shareholders got their money. I've had to cancel road dates probably for the next 6 months to a year, but I've got $2,200 for the last 2 months. Awesome. Awesome. I've applied for unemployment twice. I just got something in the mail. I got to fill out some other form. Just give me the goddamn unemployment. You told me I can't travel. You told me I have to stay home. You told me I can't do live shows. I can't charge tickets. I can't sell merchandise on the road. You've canceled all this. The airlines are getting bailout money. How come I'm a traveling salesman, basically. I sell jokes and t-shirts and DVDs. That's what I sell. I'm a traveling salesman. I sell jokes. At independent small businesses all across America, 2 of the comedy clubs, 2 of the venues that Ron and I had for the Progressive Comedy Tour for 2020, the Seattle room and the Boston room, they've gone out of business. That's just 2 small businesses that I and Ron work with are gone. They're done. They're gone. But these assholes got $106 million? Oh, fantastic. Why couldn't those businesses, not some $5,000 loan or you can apply for PayPal or protection, paycheck protection, 10, 20 grand, even 30 grand. Okay, but 30 grand, you can't run how long is 30 grand going to last? You could have given all these small businesses 100 grand, taken all this money. This isn't even stimulus money. This is the corporate money that should be given to the employees. What if $4.25 trillion was actually given to all small businesses? The big businesses, what if the federal government, hey, you're a big business, you should have $1 billion in the bank. If you don't have 6 to 12 months worth of savings, that's what an individual should have. They tell us you should at least be able to pay your bills for 3 to 6 months. How? If I had free health care, I could maybe start saving some more money. Anyone with a student loan, if they didn't have to pay their student loan? We had rent control nationwide. Rents go through the roof, everything costs money. Look what they're doing. Steelcase executive announced March 24th that the company was reducing or suspending operations at plants in Michigan, Texas, Pennsylvania, and California. That same day, it said it was issuing a dividend of about $8 million to shareholders. Earlier in March, the company had bought back $38 million in shares. So I just want you, and if you are afraid of socialism, don't be. Socialism just means the workers own the means of production. Socialism means stuff like the federal government. So let me, here's an example. So the state of California passed a tax law. Jerry Brown passed this several years ago. It was a little extra money in tax, and a lot of people complained about it. But what it was a rainy day fund. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of about $25 billion that California took from tax money and set it aside because California has to deal with forest fires and earthquakes. And they did that to be ready. This was after the housing crisis of 10 years ago. So when this pandemic thing happened and the government was like, hey, states, you're on, when Trump was like, the governor should figure it out. Thanks, Trump. Appreciate it. And Nancy Pelosi is like, oh, I'm going to eat ice cream and you get nothing. So when those vampires did that, the state of California had $25 billion set aside because right now the state of California is facing a $53 billion shortfall. And I'm sure all 50 states have shortfalls in the billions of dollars. I'm sure they do. There's no way they don't. So that's socialism. So everybody's taxes have been paying into that for the last however long that bill's been passed, 8, 9 years. And now there's more benefits for the state of California. Right? One of the things they're doing, they're giving farms, because we have a big agricultural business in the state of California, to take their excess crops, because a lot of farms have all this excess crops because they were selling them, many of them were selling their crops to food, to restaurants and food chains, and that business has been cut in half. So now the state is giving them some money along with tax breaks so they can give that money to food banks. Oh, wow. Socialism also means that all of our tax dollars should be able to pay for free health care. The fire department is socialist. The police department is socialist. All of our tax revenue and police and fire departments, that's local. That's state and local taxes. You pay for that. Libraries. All of our tax money goes to the library. All of us get to use it. All of us get to use public schools if we want to. If we want to send your kids to private school, you have that choice. All of us get to call the fire department. All of us get to call the police department. All of us get that. That's what socialism is. Because right now we've got capitalism sticking it to us, compounding this pandemic is worse for Americans. The rest of the world is like, oh my God, America doesn't know what they're doing. We don't. It's showing how awful our political system is. Two utterly corrupt political parties that don't give a damn about you. They only care about shareholders. Corporations that don't give a damn about its employees. That's why there's over 175 strikes, COVID-related strikes happening in America right now. So get involved in a strike. There's a lot of ways to resist because the owners, the CEOs, the billionaires, the ruling class, they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you. Here's another fine solution that I saw on Twitter. This is from Joshua for Congress. A company decided to stop paying its drivers, so one of them parked its truck on the owner's Ferrari and left it there. Boom. If that doesn't make you smile, baby, I don't know what does. All these people want to go back to work and opening the states up. I'm a little nervous about that. No one would be wanting to do that if everyone was given health care, free health care, Medicare for all. How are we going to pay for it? The same way we just gave the $4 trillion to the Wall Street. Pay it that way. The way we spend, trillions of dollars on all these wars. Why can't we just pay for that? Would you want to spend $1.5 trillion on tax breaks for the rich, which is what Trump did, or $1.5 trillion on the F-35 bomber, or $1.5 trillion on student debt forgiveness? Everybody's student loans are gone. And then we have free college from this point forward. So we have a more educated electorate. People have more jobs and more opportunities. Or drive your truck on the boss's Ferrari. I'm down with that. That's why you get your news here. Because they're not showing this. Chris Hayes isn't showing this. Chris Hayes isn't showing that. Rachel Maddow's not showing that. Wolf Blitzer is not showing that. Joanne Reed's not showing that. I don't think Tucker Carlson's showing that. I don't think Sean Hannity's showing that. I don't think any of them are showing that. You got to get that here, baby. You got to come to Gotham, and you got to shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. Hey, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification button and the subscribe button, even if you've done it before, because they're unsubscribing, many of you, every day. Watch the ads all the way through. If you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Also, support us at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Rockfin.com is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. All my videos are on Rockfin ad-free. Thanks for watching.